got a special guest. Welcome to KO Bets, the show where we'll discuss betting strategies for upcoming UFC events. My name is Bill. I'm here to help make you some money and provide you with some entertainment tonight. We're going to be discussing the upcoming UFC fight. We've got UFC 285 tomorrow, trending topics. We'll hang out for about an hour. The cat. Damn, your claws are sharp. Before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Everyone always says like it helps the algorithm, it helps spread the good word. I appreciate the support. Let's see, we gotta go into our NFT update. We're at 62 subscribers. So upon hitting 100 subscribers, which we'll do easily this year, we're going to give away an NFT. Most likely either an NBA Top Shot or a UFC Strike Moment. We got to recap last week's UFC fight. Oh, let's get that pulled up. And then we're going to do our picks for UFC 285. And then we'll try and stay out of trouble and spend some time on Twitter. Just see what's trending, see what's going on. Where's my mouse? I think my mouse might have died. That is a problem. We'll be right back, folks. I'm just experiencing some technical difficulties. I can't even change the screen to put it on like a what's it called? An intermission screen. So I'll be right back. It's a disaster, but crisis averted. I found a battery. I don't have batteries. You just cannibalize other electronics, right? You take theirs. Here we go. Let me, I apologize, folks. Let me get this back going. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so last week's event. We had a great week last week. We did phenomenal. Didn't get the main event, but if the main event that was scheduled didn't get canceled, we might have won the main event. You know what I'm saying? Krylov against Spann, that obviously didn't happen. We found out, like, what, right when the main card had started at 6 o'clock. So Brendan Allen and Andre Muniz started us off. Brendan Allen looked terrific. I picked Andre Muniz, but Brendan Allen went terrific. By the way, we went 8-2 last week. 8-2 on our money line picks. And then we'll look at the Twitter picks. Sakai looked terrific against Dontel Mays. Just didn't work. Tatiana Suarez looked terrific in her return. I think a 3-year layoff or something like that. Mike Mallet looked awesome. Trevor Peek, what a maniac Trevor Peek is. I mean, doesn't seem really defensively sound. We knew that heading in, but just a maniac. Jasmine, underdog pick. That was a good pick by us. Jordan Levitt surprised everyone. Got the KO victory. Odie Osborne with the win over Charles Johnson. Split decision win. We went with Johnson. I agreed with the judge's decision. I thought Odie did enough. And then I think I don't know. So there was that low blow. The crotch shot at the beginning of the second, and Odie had a terrific first round. Looked like he was gassing a little bit, and then took the full 5 minutes like he should to recover, and paced himself for the second and third, and I thought he won the fight. Just had worked a little bit more, had more output. Johnson just, he stepped in on short notice, and it kind of looks like it. Joe Selecki looked terrific against Carl Deaton, I think Deaton did not tap, which is always not fun to watch, but Joe Selecki with the choke out. We had Nurullo Aliyev from Kazakhstan. Oh no, Tajikistan. We've got a fighter from Kazakhstan tonight, but he looked terrific in his debut. Just was up against a tough opponent too, in Rafael Alves. Very, very explosive in the first round, and made it look relatively easy just wrestling him. So great debut. 8-2 on the week. Oh, and I said we'd look at our picks. I thought I calculated what we won, but by the way, you can see it right here where my mouse is. If you follow me on Twitter, I post all of my my picks and predictions to Twitter. All right, so oh, it's probably before this. Here we go. Yeah, so Joe Selecki, 2-unit bet. That was a good pick. Charles Johnson, bad pick, but went to a decision, just didn't go our way. That would have been a sick payout if it did. Jordan Levitt, we went with the submission. He didn't hit that. Hit the under 1.5 rounds with Trevor Peek and Eric Gonzalez, so that cashed. Mike Mallet to win by KO or submission, that cashed. Tatiana Suarez, KO or submission, that cashed. Sakai, cashed. Krylov canceled. And then I think 2 of our 3 parlays hit. Jordan Levitt against Martinez under 2.5. Eric Gonzalez, Trevor Peak under 2.5 plus 106 odds. That hit. And then I think this is the one that did not hit. Oh, yeah. Well, we got Mike Mallet and Johan, but I think this is the one that didn't hit. This one would have been awesome if Levitt could have gotten that submission. He got the finish, but maybe we should have just done finishes by both guys. But I thought we were going to hit double submissions there, and that would have been a sweet payout. But we definitely finished up. I'll get the tally posted. I'll get that posted tomorrow morning, and that's also when I'll post my official picks. So we gotta get into this week's fights. We've been dilly-dallying. Esteban Ribovics taking on Loik. It sounds like Zoik, but Loik. Radzhabov. Esteban Ribovics is heading into this fight 11-0, making his UFC debut, Dana White Contender Series 2022 contestant. He's taking on Loik, who's making his UFC debut, comes from Eagle FC, Habib's promotion. And he's stepping in on short notice. We had Esteban was supposed to fight Kamuela Kirk. Good submission game. I think all of his fights have ended inside the distance. Good fighter. I think he has much better cardio. Loik, he's heading into this, definitely has a better resume if we're looking at his resume, but I think the more talented fighter heading into this is Esteban. I like Esteban to win this. I'd say a decision, but based on the gas tank that we've seen from Radzhabov, I think he does slow down in the later rounds. I think for a couple of fighters making their debut, I don't know if it's a really good bet to make, but we're rolling with Esteban Ribovics. I'm inclined to say a finish, just because he's finished a lot of fights, but I think it could be he could have to grind out the decision in this fight. I think we're going to go with the decision. So Esteban Ribovics is at plus 200 odds. Loik Radzhabov, we did mention he has the better resume. I just think he kind of fades in fights. I think Esteban is dangerous everywhere he goes. He has the cardio, the pressure to keep up. I think it's a closer fight than this line suggests. I'm kind of surprised Esteban is plus 200 here. But I guess we're going with the underdog prediction. And then looking at the odds makers don't like this one to go the distance. So what do they like? Radzhabov by KO. Oh no, yeah, Radzhabov by KO. Interesting. It'd be interesting to see if the fight does play out on the feet. How Radzhabov, if he's that much more experienced than Ribovics, he does have the far better resume. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be a fun first fight, I think. I'm super excited to watch Farid Basharat. He's taking on Damon Blackshear. Farid is a Dana White Contender Series contestant. Looked really impressive on Contender Series last year. I can't remember if he got a finish or not, but regardless, well-rounded, just like Javid. Just a really, really good fighter. Dynamic striker, really good cardio. Just seems to be the complete fighter, ready to make a run at a championship opportunity. I don't know how far him and his brother can get, but both of them are really, really good. They're good wrestlers. They've got terrific takedown defense. Damon Blackshear, he's heading into this. He's I think he's got a no contest in the UFC, or a draw. And so this is his second UFC fight. He's a good grappler. He's kind of showed cardio issues. You can see, I mean, this is a small sample size, but I think there's going to be a big discrepancy on the feet, and I think it's going to be in favor of Basharat. I'm curious to see if Damon Blackshear is able to secure any takedowns in this fight. If he does get them, I just don't have faith that he's going to be able to hit him in the later rounds, given Basharat's gas tank. I really like Basharat in this, and he is a heavy favorite, and we have a lot of heavy favorites on this card. So I'm probably going to be doing some round robins tomorrow, and I don't really know how to track units on that, but I'm definitely going to share those just so I can parlay, assuming we're going to get something wrong, right? We're going to parlay some favorites together, and I just think that's a good, safe way to make a return tomorrow is, pick 6 fights, and there's a lot of favorites. If you hit 5 out of 6, even 4 out of 6, you might win some money. But just, kind of assume you're going to get something wrong. Probably will do that round robin. So Basharat, anyways, minus 450. Odds makers, do you like this one to go the distance? I mean, has Damon Blackshear, what are his losses looking like? 4 decision losses. Okay, that's good to know. So I'm guessing they like the Basharat decision. Yeah, minus 115. Okay. I think there might be some value on the KO. I mean, we didn't really see... I don't think we've seen either one of them. If Damon Blackshear is going to gas out, I think that KO might be in play. The late finish. So maybe... Third decision for minus 165. That's kind of cool. Maybe Basharat and over a round and a half. Minus 250. Just looking for something a little better. I wouldn't... I don't know. We'd have to think about it. I wouldn't parlay, I don't think, Basharat over or the result with anything. Very curious how Blackshear's cardio is going to look in this one, in the latter rounds. Jessica Penne is taking on Tabitha Ricci. Let's get to that fight. So both fighters are wrestlers. Jessica Penne, she's on a 1-fight losing streak. Tabitha Ricci, 7-1, she's 2-1 in the UFC. She's on a 2-fight win streak. Her only loss was to Mannion Fiora, who's just, I think she's super talented and kind of brutal as a striker, and just a brutal fighter. Definitely a top 10 fighter in the division. Or sorry, probably a top 5. I think she might be top 5 ranked right now, but I think she's going to be a mainstay stay there. She's very talented on the feet, and that's her only loss. So I think with this matchup, both fighters are grapplers. I think Tabitha Ricci's going to have a lot of success in this fight. I think she's just better. Jessica Penne, if we're looking at who's going to shoot for takedowns, 40% takedown defense. I think she keeps the win streak going, moves to 8-1. I think she's just a swarming wrestler, and I think she can avoid a submission loss to Jessica Penne, and I think she edges this out. So Tabitha Ricci's a minus 295 favorite. I'm predicting the odds makers like this to go the distance. Yeah, minus 280. I mean, I don't see Penne getting submitted. But let's see what her losses look like. Yeah, 2 knockout losses, 1 submission loss. I don't really see her getting submitted in this fight, but I think Tabitha Ricci's going to be the much stronger grappler and win a decision. Mana Martinez taking on Cameron Saman. Mana Martinez, really popular underdog pick this week. I think he's got an exciting style. He's got a great gas tank, has shown a lot of fight late in the bouts he's been in. He's 2-1 in the UFC. Like I said, really tough. He's got big power as a striker. Cameron Saman, 1-0 in the UFC, really talented, coming off of Dana White's Contender Series. Yeah, I think he's dangerous too. I think both of these fighters are really talented. Cameron Saman brings good cardio, volume, pressure. Yeah, it's a good fight. I think everyone's just looking at the betting line, and this is another fight where people, and I agree, I think it's a closer fight than the line suggests, but in order to be correct, we're just making picks and predictions. We're looking at the lines. We'll post the picks tomorrow. Cameron Saman, I think he's gonna win this fight. I think he's very talented. Yeah, I see why people are taking Mana Martinez at the plus 220 odds. He is super dangerous. He's had several knockdowns in his, 3 fights in the promotion. Yeah, but I think Cameron Saman's going to win this. It's going to be a fun fight. I think it's going to be a fun fight. Odds makers don't like this to go the distance. I think if Saman wins, it does go the distance. And I think if Martinez wins, it's probably this knockout. That's just my opinion. I think he hurts Saman. But we're going to roll with Cameron Saman. This card is just stacked with talent. You just wish... the lines are a little rough. Ian Machado Gary taking on Song Kanan. Ian Gary, talented fighter, 3-0 in the UFC, good boxer, good power. Keenan Song, 1 fight losing streak. He's had 3 KO losses. I think he's coming off of a couple-year layoff heading into this fight. Yeah, I like Ian Gary a lot in this, and he's a heavy favorite. Minus 135. Like that Drake meme where he's like... That's what it's like. I like that much better. And just given the fact that Song has 3 KO losses, he's a brawler in his own right. And Ian Gary he definitely hasn't shown the best striking defense. But I think he's just the more talented boxer in this, and I think he probably knocks out Kanan. I don't know if I'm going to take the risk at betting under 1.5. Plus 110 on... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take the risk there. I think I'd just go with the KO in this fight. I think that's the likely outcome. I think this is just a nice matchup for him. What is that? That's the early prelims. Now we got the prelims. Julian Marquez taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. Julian, 1-fight losing streak in the UFC. I'm not impressed with his 2 wins. Sam Alvey, Maki Pitolo. He's powerful. He's dangerous. Not the best takedown defense. Marc Andre, I think he just has the recipe to be the minute winner in this. I like his cardio. I like him as a striker in this, like more technical. Don't get caught, but more technical. I think he's very tough, and just has the winning recipe. All 9 of Julian's wins have come inside the distance, so he's finishing his opponents. I mean, 67 plus 33, 100% of his fights inside the distance. Has a good submission game. I think if it stays on the feet and Marc Andre just stays safe, I like him to win this. Julian eats a lot of punches. I like Marc Andre in this. I think he just has to avoid getting clipped. Marc Andre is the slight favorite at -150. I like the decision for Marc Andre. Odds makers say it's not going to go the distance. Let's look at Marquez's losses, though. 2 decisions, 1 knockout loss. And I think Marc Andre does have some knockout prowess in his professional career, but yeah, 9 knockout victories. So maybe, good to keep in mind, maybe that's too risky for tomorrow, betting the decision. The odds makers like the KO. I don't know. I think if there's some grappling exchanges if Julian gets hurt, I don't know. It's an interesting fight. I really like Marc Andre, the just money line pick. I think I like that. I think if Julian wins, he's got to catch him with something. Submission, knockout. Yeah, give me Marc Andre. Next fight, we've got Vivian Araujo taking on Amanda Ribas. Vivian, did she lose her? Yeah, she's on a 1-fight losing streak. She did lose to Grasso, who's our co-main tonight, or tomorrow night. Amanda Ribas, she's also on a 1-fight losing streak. Ribas wants to wrestle. Vivian is a much better striker. The biggest question, I mean, so against Grasso, but I think I like Vivian Araujo a lot in this. Did she even do a 5-round? Oh, yeah, it was a 5-rounder. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think in a 3-rounder, she's very strong, athletic, powerful. I think she's really dangerous early. Has awesome takedown defense. I think that shows the strength of her. If Amanda Ribas isn't able to get this to the ground early, I think this is a good spot to bet on Vivian Araujo. I really like Vivian in this fight. And Vivian's the underdog, slight underdog only, but plus 100. And I think she has the tools to win a three-round fight against Amanda Ribas. Can she get taken down late? Yeah, sure. If the gas tank doesn't hold up, but I think she's going to land the more damaging strikes. She's going to be the better fighter on the feet, and I think that takedown defense is going to be a huge advantage or help her out tremendously. Keep it out of Ribas's world. This next fight I've been kind of back and forth on. Derek Brunson against Dricus du Plessis. If I'm being honest, I wasn't crazy impressed in Dricus's last fight. It was against Darren Till, and I think it was a really entertaining fight. And Till took him down at one point in the fight. Derek Brunson is obviously that's what he does. He wrestles. He's going to bring persistent wrestling to the plate. He's going to shoot for takedowns like crazy. So Dricus doesn't have the best wrestling defense. I don't think he has the best technique in general when it comes to wrestling. I think he's just like freakishly athletic, has a great motor. But I think it would be a big mistake to turn this into a grappling match with Derek Brunson. I think he needs to keep this on the feet and just hurt Brunson and try and do it early. I feel like the longer this fight goes and the more these two are wrestling, like Dricus, he looks so tired in fights. He looks so gassed. And I don't know. He's determined to make the championship run. This is a big test for him, in my opinion, going up against Derek Brunson, the wrestler. Brunson, so he had the loss to Cannonier, no big deal. But he's got 6 KO losses, 6 knockout losses in his career. His cardio hasn't looked great as of late. I mean, Dricus just seems to be on an upward trajectory, and Brunson just seems to be, like, you know, he's maybe not a contender anymore at this weight class. So, yeah, give me Dricus du Plessis, probably a knockout at some point in this fight. I think he catches Brunson. If I'm betting, I'm probably going to be hoping it's early, just because I think the longer the fight goes and the more they're wrestling, I just think visually Dricus looks sometimes bad, and if Darren Till was taking him down, Brunson might be able to take him down. So out is at plus 120. Odds makers don't like this one to go the distance. No. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting fight. I think it's Dricus who wins via knockout, but it's an interesting fight in my opinion. I think if it does turn into that wrestling match, it's bad IQ, just dumb of Dricus. Cody Garbrandt taking on Trevin Jones. Cody Garbrandt's making his return to the octagon. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. He's 1-5 in his last 6. He's got 4 KO losses in those 6 fights. All that being said, I think he's the much better fighter against Trevin Jones. That being said, I don't trust Garbrandt. Trevin Jones does have some power, big power. I think he's got low volume. I mean, maybe I would sprinkle the KO victory for Trevin Jones. I like Garbrandt in this. I can't trust the chin and the durability of him. He seems to be in good spirit. He's saying the right things, but I don't know. It's tough to trust him. Both fighters are really hittable. I like the volume of Garbrandt. He does bring some wrestling to the table, so I don't think Trevin Jones is going to be able to wrestle him. Yeah, who is... Yeah, so he's on a 3-fight losing streak. I don't know why I wrote winning streak, but yeah. I mean, and he lost to some really good fighters, right? Raoni Barcelos is good. Javid Bashrat, obviously really good. Sayukad Kakramanov got cut, but is really good. That was a weird roster move too. So he's fought really, really good fighters. He's fighting Cody Garbrandt, which I don't want to say it's his easiest fight, but Like he's definitely had a 4 tough opponents thus far, but I'm gonna roll with Cody Garbrandt. I'm guessing odds makers don't like this to go the distance. He's the favorite, -175. Odds makers do not like this to go to the distance at -280. I like the knockout for Cody Garbrandt at +110, but I just don't think there's enough juice. I think I'd rather just do the money line, or maybe the KO or decision -165. Again, not enough juice. So money line would be my preference. Sorry, I'm going to Weeble. The next fight we've got, now we're on the main card, and it's an amazing spot for Bo Nickel, right? First fight in the UFC. I mean, he was on Dana White Contender Series, but he's 3-0 professionally. First fight in the UFC. He's on the main card for John Jones. 3-0 professionally, taking on Jamie Pickett. Bo is a huge favorite. I mean, it's... What does he bring to the table? Iowa wrestler, national champ wrestling for D1 college wrestling. I mean, I think if he kept wrestling, he probably could have qualified for the Olympics. -1,800. 1,800 odds for Bo. Holy shit. I mean, I'm going to probably do the submission, but that's -165. So you know what you got to do? -105 for a round 1 submission. Jamie Pickett, 2-fight losing streak. Just hasn't been our 65% takedown defense. I don't care if it was like 80 or 90. It's getting exploited. I think Bo Nickel's I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself to perform. He's going to go in there and just get the round 1 submission victory. -105 is crazy, though. That is crazy. I'd rather just do the submission at -165 at that point. I think there's no juice on that R1 submission at this point. The next fight we've got is Mateusz Gamrot taking on Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner, first, Mateusz Gamrot, he's on a 1-fight losing streak. He's stepping in here on short notice, and he's taking on Jalen Turner, who's looking to crack into the top 5 and into contender status. Jalen Turner's a popular underdog pick again this week. I just think Mateusz Gamrot has all the tools to win this. I mean, the fact that he's in here on short notice is a little worrisome. He's also just stepping in and trying to get over a loss really quickly, and I definitely think he's going to be able to secure takedowns. The question is he going to be able to hold down Jalen Turner? Turner, I think, possesses really big power on the feet. I don't think it's wise for Gamrot to, even though his cardio and his pace is really good, and he is a good striker, he's a really good fighter. I just don't think that's the spot where you want to mess with Jalen Turner, who does have the big frame, the reach advantage, is dangerous on the feet. Great jiu-jitsu artist, but I think Mateusz Gamrot can stay safe. I mean, Mateusz Gamrot beat Arman Tsarukyan in a 3-round decision, which is just absolutely crazy. Did not look good against Beneil Dariush, but Beneil's power was a big-time problem. So if Jalen's able to crack him with shots, I do worry a little bit, but I think Mateusz Gamrot can wrestle him this whole fight and squeak out the decision. Maybe a finish. Jalen Turner's kind of the most dangerous early, in my opinion. I think he probably gets the decision by wrestling. Jalen Turner's comfortable on his back, probably trying to throw up submissions and stuff like that, but no dice. Gamrot is the favorite at -210. Odds makers don't like this to go the distance, so I think that's a little interesting. Gamrot is the favorite, and they like the decision for him. It's just that Jalen Turner factor. I think that's what the this fight does not go the distance comes down to, when the favorite is projected to win by decision, or that's what people think. It's the Jalen Turner effect. I think if he wins, it's inside the distance. So, and Turner does have, I believe, some losses inside the distance. We can check that out, but it's really frustrating. Yeah, 3 knockout losses. So, I mean, Luque's a hell of a fighter, but, lost a 3-round decision to Matt Frevola. Yeah, I like Gamrot in the spot. I know Turner's dangerous and good, and I like him. I think he's a good fighter. I'm really excited for this fight, but yeah, give me Mateus Gamrot. Jeff Neal taking on Shavkat Rakhmonov. Jeff Neal, just amazing he's stepping into fight someone like Shavkat, who's just really dangerous. 16 wins, 8 knockout victories, 6 submission victories. What is he in the UFC? 4-0 in the UFC. Definitely the real deal. I think everyone's hoping to get that Hamzat-Shavkat matchup at some point. I hope it's for the belt. But yeah, I mean, Shavkat is just an amazing fighter. And Jeff Neal is a really, really, really good fighter in his own right. Looked terrific in his last fight. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He faced Luque. Did he knock out Luque? Second round knockout of Luque. So, really terrific fighter. I think if this fight stays standing, Jeff Neal's tough enough where he can make it really, really competitive. I think if Shavkat's getting this fight to the ground, I think it's a big problem for Jeff Neal. He is a good wrestler, but I just think Shavkat's a different level. Something that surprised me was the height difference of the two. Shavkat looked substantially taller than Jeff Neal, and the reach doesn't appear to be a huge advantage, but here it reflects a 2-inch height difference. It looked much more substantial than that, in my opinion. Shavkat just looks big, so I'm gonna roll with Shavkat. 16-0, all wins inside the distance. Let's go inside the distance again. Submission. Minus 460 for Shavkat. Jeff Neal plus 370. I don't fault you for sprinkling Jeff Neal. I just think this is a tough opponent. This is like Burns against Hamzat. Like, he could put on a great performance, but he's probably gonna lose to Shavkat. Odds makers do not like this to go the distance. They like the Shavkat submission, plus 175. I agree. We got to pick our spots, right? We got to pick our spots, so I got to do... I definitely got to dive into the lines. If you follow my Twitter, I will post my picks and predictions tomorrow, my official bets tomorrow. We tie a unit to it. I'll post the updated tracking numbers. And yeah, we'll get the picks published in the morning. Valentina Shevchenko taking on Alexa Grasso. Shevchenko, one of the GOATs. Terrific fighter, legend. Only losses in her last 16 were with Nunes. She's on Amanda Nunes. She's on a 9-fight win streak. Just amazingly well-rounded, great striker, great grappler, terrific fighter. Alexa Grasso, fighting to be the first female champion from Mexico. Alexa Grasso she's a talented striker, really good boxer. I don't see her winning this fight. I think she could maybe look pretty good on the feet if she's just boxing with Valentina, but gosh, something tells me, I mean, and I think we should be getting Talia Santos against Shevchenko again. I just think this is going to be an easier fight for Shevchenko, and she's probably going to look pretty good in this fight. So, yeah, I mean, she's the much better wrestler. That's the path to victory. Just get takedowns. Probably you'll get a submission or a crucifix and ground and pounder. Yeah, give me Shevchenko in this. It would be, in my opinion, a big upset if Grasso won that fight, and the odds reflect that, but I think it'd be like, you know, it'd be an all-time upset. I think Shevchenko, I kind of like the finish. I feel like she's coming off the performance against Talia Santos. Odds makers don't like this one to go the distance either. And I think, so minus 150 for KO or submission. I think I like the submission. And that's at plus 225. But yeah, I feel like she's going to come in here and put on a great performance against Alexa Grasso. Yeah, that's my opinion. And then, of course, we've got the main event. Jon Jones taking on Ciryl Gane. John Morgan, press conference yesterday, he keeps calling Ciryl cereal. Just totally crazy. And we don't know if it's Gane or Gane. He doesn't care. But I think it's Gane. That's how I pronounce it. Ciryl Gane, not Ciryl Gane. Jon Jones taking on Ciryl Gane. I was back and forth on this. To be honest, Ciryl Gane's like, I mean, he is my favorite. Beautiful and fun to watch. I really like Ciryl Gane, but the visual from the Francis fight of being taken down by Francis, it wasn't good. And Jon Jones, he is a wrestler. He's the GOAT. Yeah, I mean, I think the odds opened up where Ciryl was the favorite, and now it's swung in favor of Jon Jones. Jon Jones, when it was scheduled against Francis, he opened up as the favorite. Jon Jones did. So I don't think this is an easier fight than Francis would have been for Jon Jones, but I think Ciryl presents some challenges. I think he's got good stand up. I think John's willing at 205. He's shown a willingness to just stand and strikes with really dangerous punchers and strikers. I do think in this fight he should wrestle Ciryl. I think he should wrestle Ciryl. Ciryl has mentioned like Curtis Blades is a really tough fight, and that's not one he particularly wants. I think Jon Jones brings a lot of name recognition to him just by competing against him, but I think the wrestling should be there for Jon, and I think that's his path to victory. If the rounds are close, I think Jon can just hit those takedowns and take rounds. That's my opinion. Maybe Cyril's worked on it. Maybe he's improved to be like, for what Cyril's accomplished so far in his short career is just, I mean, it is pretty amazing. He started really late in the sport. I don't know what he was doing before, but he's absolutely terrific. Only losses to Francis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And in 10 UFC fights, only 10, he's fighting for the belt for a second time. In his 13th professional fight, he's fighting to be heavyweight champion for the second time in his career. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he is champion material. I think he does eventually hold the heavyweight belt. I just don't think it's gonna happen against. I don't think it's gonna happen against Jon. That's my Yeah, I'm going to go with John Jones in this fight. I kind of like the decision method of victory. I think both fighters are really tough. We've never seen either fighter get knocked out. I mean, Gane was willing to stand in the pocket with Francis. Just was getting taken down. If that remained a striking fight, Gane would have easily beaten Francis. For total rounds, I mean, odds makers like it to go the distance, I'm guessing. Yeah, plus 150. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like it's going to go the distance, regardless of who wins. The Jones decision's plus 150. I think if you like Jones, the odds aren't horrible at minus 175. And yeah, I'm going to go with the GOAT, John Jones, making his heavyweight debut. Let's see what happens. All right, that was fun. We got to get into our trending topics. Oh yeah, Conor McGregor made the guest appearance. By the way, is it cool or not cool to like your own tweets? I think it's fine, but people call me out for it sometimes. Who cares? Who cares if I like what I say? Shit. The Boston Celtics are losing this game. They should probably beat the Nets. I don't think... Damn, Mikal Bridges just going off again. 31 points, 7 rebounds. The dude, it'll be interesting. He's getting to learn right now. I'll be curious if this Nets team makes a playoff run. I don't think they can without KD and Kyrie. I think they probably fall out of contention. But yeah, it'll be really interesting. Yeah, I've got a little bit on, there was a special for Boston and Denver. If you parlayed, you got it for, a boost. So I went with them. And then I also bet on the Suns, the Phoenix Suns. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in all these, but it's not looking good for me. Anyways, let's go to trending. SmackDown, Queen Radio, Drag Race, OP Live. These 4 things, they must pay to be in the top here, because everything else has tweets tied to it, but they all just pay, because no one fucking cares. I don't. Julius Randle's trending. Don't care. LA Knights from wrestling. Not sure who that is. Competition show. Mercia. Yeah. Okay. Sheamus wrestling. Andrew Tate is trending. Why? Not sure. He's in jail right now. Malaysia's trending. Is this the same shit? Probably. Chase Elliott, stock car racing's trending. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. We want Cardi. I don't. Oh, let's end the poll here. I don't know if anyone voted, but let's check it out. Oh, we have some votes here. Cyril Gane. Yeah, I like Cyril Gane. I think he's a good fighter. I don't think he wins, but let's go back. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything interesting. News. Don't know who Laura Ingraham is. Oh, Rupert Murdoch's Fox News is being sued for defamation by Voting and Smartmatic Dominion. Dominion is seeking 1.6 billion in damages. Smartmatic is seeking 2.7. Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham amplified the big lie they knew to be crazy, absurd, and shockingly reckless. I have a question. If like a rumor starts with a prominent public figure, can a news station be held accountable for the things they say? Because, and I don't know, I'm sure there's some historical examples of news stations being sued and losing or having to settle, but yeah, I mean, a lot of news stations lie. AMC never leaving, hell yeah. Crypto crash, Trudeau out of control. I don't know. I don't know if he's out of control. He just seems like a dummy to me. Volt. What is Volt? Some crypto thing? Fox News is not news. Bannon, Bible. What is it? Why is the Bible trending? Yeah, let's not get into this stuff. We're trying to stay out of trouble tonight. Dow maker. I don't know what that means, but that's crypto. Jim Jordan. Is this a flashback? Why is it spelled like that?
Brother. Begging me. Jim Jordan called me crying. Crying. Groveling. On the 4th of July.
Why do they spell it like that? Tether, Ray, VIX. Ooh, the VIX is trending. I own some VIX shares. It's actually not been a bad investment the past 3 months, but look at this guy. It's gonna spike, bro. Is it really at 18? So that was at like 9 yesterday. Oh, this is Vixie. But yeah, you can see the, I mean, if you, I guess we gotta, how do we get this view figured out? Here we go. Oh, so it hasn't been doing great the last 3 months. I don't know. I feel like I got some shares at like 8 something. So maybe I'm not doing too bad. SPY went up. I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's just, it still feels like, well, nice bounce up. Really nice performance today. Gosh. What do we think? Fake out, breakout? Do we think I mean, it's got to run next week. Do we think the markets are going to run in the green next week? If not, it's a fake out breakout, and I think, I don't know. I don't know what'll happen, but it's definitely fun and interesting. I've got that pulled up. I think we're at an hour and 3 minutes, so I think we're going to sign off for tonight. I appreciate you tuning in. This was KO Bets. My name is Bill. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support tremendously. Happy Friday. Stay safe. If you're out doing dumb stuff, stay safe. If you're not doing dumb stuff, still stay safe. I just picked up running, so I got to log some miles this weekend. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks.